Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another ranking my favorite, not favorite actually, ranking all the new moisturizers which I have been trying and testing out since the past couple of months. Actually, I wanted to film this video before I went to the US, but I felt like few of the products I wanted to use a little bit more before I can give you my final thoughts. So finally I'm sitting down here today to share with you 10 new moisturizers which I tried out in the past couple of months, and I'm going to give you I want to say my final thoughts on all of them and how I feel about them, and I'm also going to rank them from worst to best. So if you want to stay and you want to know what the best ones are, then you will have to stay towards till the end of the video basically. But I'll see if I can actually mention timestamps or not. I'm not completely sure, but yes, you can fast forward if you don't want to know what the worst ones are. So yes, grab yourself, I want to say at least a beverage or like a snack, because I'm thinking this video is going to be at least more than 20 minutes long. So yes, without any further ado, let's dive right into it and let's get started. The worst moisturizer out of the 10 which I have to share with you is one that I had seen not as many reviews on, but I saw a lot of ads on this one. So ads on my phone, like on the internet, but also like real ads like on TV. I'm speaking about the LA Shield Moisturizer, and I believe they have a couple of different ones. So I'm going to include a picture of the exact one which I'm talking about. It comes in a tub. It's a 50-gram tub. Now, I don't have this anymore because I emptied it a while back. I was using it as a nighttime moisturizer because it's got a more creamy consistency. So I was thinking this is going to kind of be like my favorite Dot & Key moisturizer, but a little bit different. I would say personally this is not as good. I don't like it as much as Dot & Key for sure. That's why it is the worst moisturizer in this list, and it's not because it's a bad product, I want to say that, but it's quite thick in terms of the consistency. So if you have oily skin or even normal skin, I'm not completely sure if you're gonna like this. Definitely not for daytime, but maybe for nighttime you might like it and you can use it. However, it is very, I want to say old and sub-power, and the reason I'm saying old is because it in 2024 moisturizers have been formulated in such a beautiful way, and there are so many options out there, so many better options out there, that I feel like this one reminds me a little bit of moisturizers that I would buy in 2017, 2018, definitely pre-COVID. So it's not a very elegant texture. It doesn't really go on that well. What I used to usually do is I used to take how much ever I want, massage it between my fingers because it's quite thick, and then just blend it onto my face, and it would take a couple of minutes to get absorbed into the skin, and then I would be done with it. But yes, I would say even in this video specifically, if you're looking for nighttime moisturizer recommendations, I have better options out there. So this one in general was just very mediocre, very subpar. I didn't enjoy it as much. It was not really texturally elegant either. So yeah, for that reason I would not necessarily recommend this to anyone, if I'm going to be very honest. I mean, you can use it if you want to, but it doesn't stand out in the sea of thousands of moisturizers which are out there in the market right now, is what I'm trying to say. Moving on to our number 9th position, is it? Yes, number 9th position is another it's marketed even as a nighttime moisturizer. This is the Dot & Key CICA and Niacinamide Night Gel. Now there are two moisturizers from Dot & Key, both in the green packaging, so I would advise you to read the label properly while placing the order, and even when you receive your order, please check whether it is the right one. They have an oil-free niacinamide moisturizer, which is, I want to say, a different version. I'll talk about that, but it's higher up on the list. This is specifically the night gel. Now this one reminds me a lot of the Plum green tea night gel. If you've ever used that one, it's a super, that product has been around for a long time. Now that one is more of a gel consistency. This is also a gel, but it's more of a tacky, sticky gel. I want to say it reminds me a little bit of aloe vera gel that you would put on your face. It's got that sticky tackiness going on, maybe a little bit even snail mucin, that stickiness. It's definitely got that. So if you like that, if you're okay with that, then you might like this, otherwise you might not. Another thing is that I'm pretty sure this has salicylic acid in there, and that kind of helps with like the anti-acne properties and stuff that this product has, which can be really good. I would not say it's the best in terms of that, but it could definitely work. However, I find this one very difficult to use with my regular skincare. So if I'm doing like an AHA at night, or even if I'm using a retinol, I would typically not pair those things with this, because again, it's got the salicylic acid. It's a little bit of a stronger, like active based nighttime moisturizer. So if you are someone who does not use those things and you just want like a one and done moisturizer, I actually think this is a great product for you, which is why I feel like even though I'm not the target audience for this, I could recommend it to other people. But if you are someone who uses your other actives at night, in your serum step, in your toner step, etc., and you want like a simple moisturizer, this is not the one. So for that reason, I feel like, because I am one of those people, like I fall in the latter category, I want a more simple basic moisturizer for nighttime. I don't want something that I cannot pair with my retinol and with my actives, etc. So I used it a couple of times. I wanted to try it out and see, but I haven't been using it regularly, I'm going to be completely honest. And I will most likely declutter this and give it to maybe a friend or someone who can use it, because I think I have like 2 travel sizes and 1 full size of this product, and I'm not going to go through those. So yes, that being said, like I said again, it's a great product, just not for me. Then moving on to our number 8 category, we have the Dot & Key 72-hour hydrating, I think it's called gel moisturizer with probiotics or something. It's basically the blue one. Now this one, I had seen a lot of great reviews on social media talking about, oh, it's such a hydrating moisturizer, this, that, and I was like, okay, but it doesn't have any actives in there. So I was thinking, why are people raving about it so much? So I got it and I tried it out, and it is a great moisturizer, no doubt about that, but it just did not blow my socks off. I think it's a pretty basic gel moisturizer, does not have any kind of actives or anything special in there, and it also has like a cooling aqua kind of a fragrance to it, and I am not someone who's the biggest fan of fragrance, so that was a little bit of a put off for me, which is why I'm ranking it much lower in this list as compared to some other moisturizers. So keep that in mind. The low ranking is not because it's a bad product, but because of the fragrance in there. So if you remove the fragrance from the equation, I think it's a pretty good basic gel moisturizer. However, is it better than countless other options out there in the market? I don't personally feel that way. Now if you have very dehydrated skin, you might feel differently about that. I don't have dehydrated skin, so I can't talk from that perspective. Also, a lot of people get confused between dry skin and dehydrated skin. So dehydrated skin means it's lacking hydration, dry skin means it's lacking moisture. Now if you have dry skin, this is not the best moisturizer. I feel like it even claims somewhere on the packaging that this is not meant for dry skin. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that on one of the products. I don't remember which one, but most of these are all gel moisturizers, all the ones that come in the pot, I want to say. So if you are someone who has dry skin, none of these Dot & Key moisturizers would work for you, I feel. However, if you have dry skin and you like any of these Dot & Key moisturizers, let us know down below in the comments, because I think that will be helpful for other people who have dry skin. And I feel like I didn't mention it in the beginning of the video, but I have normal combo skin. My skin was way oilier early, now it's not as oily anymore. So I would say normal combo is where I'm at, but I understand what an oily skin person would like in a moisturizer, and this is something I think you would like. So I think it's a pretty good one. Moving on to our number 7th position, we have the Aqualogica Glow Plus Hydra Gel Moisturizer. Now this one, when I first saw, I was very impressed by it, seeing how big the packaging is, and I feel like this is going to last you a long time. It's also very affordable, so great value for money. But specifically with this range, and I feel like Aqualogica in general, thankfully their sunscreens don't have any fragrance, but they do put fragrance in the other products. This one also does have a fragrance to it, which is not my favorite. It doesn't bother me as much as the Dot & Key one, which is why this one is ranked higher as compared to the Dot & Key one. But again, I'm not a fan of the fragrance. However, I like the product, I like the consistency, I like the way it goes on the skin, hydrates my skin, and no one can beat the value. I don't think there is any moisturizer out there, any face moisturizer specifically, that comes in like 200, I think, was it 200 grams or 200 ml, I'm not sure, but that big of a size. So I think in terms of price and value, this one is like unbeatable. But yes, I really wish that they had not put in the fragrance, or would have come out with a fragrance free version that people can go to if they don't want fragrance in their products. Moving on to our number 6 position. Now this one is actually, I'm pretty sure I want to say fragrance free. It is another Dot & Key moisturizer. This one is their daytime version, the CICA and Niacinamide oil free moisturizer. Now this one, I would say, is again a pretty basic, simple gel moisturizer. It's got, of course, CICA and Niacinamide, etc., but that is what, like, basically those are the claims and the ingredients which are in there. In terms of texture and consistency, this one is again a pretty basic, simple moisturizer. It's not as hydrating as the 72-hour hydrating gel moisturizer, but it's more like the perfect in between. It's not as mattifying, it's not as hydrating, it's like right in the middle. And again, I want to preface this by saying that I am ranking it higher because it doesn't have any fragrance in there. So if you are looking for a moisturizer from Dot & Key, I want to say this is the only gel moisturizer which is fragrance free. So highly, highly, highly recommend for that specific purpose if you are looking for something like that. But if you're just looking for a basic, simple moisturizer, I wouldn't necessarily suggest this one first, because this is just a personal preference, but I actually prefer moisturizers with a squeezy tube versus a tub packaging. Not just because you have to put your fingers in there, but I also feel like the packaging specifically of these ones, it's hard to get every last bit of product out. Even if you put your finger inside, even if you have long nails, you just can't get every single bit of product out. At least that's how I feel, that you have to struggle a little bit. So for that reason, I much prefer tubes rather than tubs. It's just a personal thing, and also with the shape, if we have to keep that in mind. Then let's move on to our top 5. At our top 5th position, we have Dermaco's Ceramide moisturizer, I want to say. Now this one, I'll specifically let you know which one I'm talking about by inserting a picture on the screen. This one comes in their airless pump packaging, like the long tube one, similar to like their sunscreen, which is the 50-gram size. It's the same component basically which they are using. Now this one, I'm going to be very honest, very excited to try. However, once I did try it, I was a little bit underwhelmed by it because it's a little confusing to me, to be honest, because it is it's not super hydrating. Like when you say ceramide, I think of something very, very hydrating and moisturizing. It's not superbly hydrating and moisturizing. At the same time, it's not like a gel consistency. It's like somewhere in the middle, which is what confuses me about this product, if I have to be very honest, because it's not super like gel like where it's going to be great for oily skin. It's not very hydrating and moisturizing where it will be good for dry skin. It's like somewhere in the middle of everything. So I feel like if you have oily skin, you will still like this. Not superb oily skin, because you might be looking for something more mattifying in that case. But if you have like combination normal, maybe even dry skin, I think can use it in the daytime, not in the nighttime. But it's like somewhere in the middle of all of this. So I feel like there is not a specific target audience for it, but let me know if you have used this one and how you feel about it. I'm a little bit confused by it. I have used it enough times to be able to tell you that it's okay, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just somewhere in the middle where I can't specifically tell you who this will be good for. So yes, I'm probably going to be using this up, not going to repurchase. However, at the time that I'm filming this video, yesterday I saw that Dermaco has launched some new moisturizers, which they call their Niacinamide moisturizers. I want to actually try those out and compare it to this one specifically, because I feel like I'm going to be able to find certain maybe similarities between them, or at least I'm going to be able to kind of understand how they are creating these products, like keeping a skin type in mind specifically I'm talking about. And that way I'll be able to draw some comparisons and let you guys know how this one actually is. And I will possibly, I think I've already done a shorts on this, sharing the texture and consistency with you. If not, then I will eventually do it and maybe leave a link in the description box for that, so you can actually see the texture in real time. With a lot of these products, I don't have them anymore because I've used them up. Some of them, of course, I still do have, but you can check out my other content to see the texture and consistency of all the products for sure. And if I'm able to, then I'm gonna leave links in the description box for the related content where you'll be able to find that. Okay, so moving on, next let's talk about our top 4. Now this one is from Foxtale. It's their Nourishing Moisturizer. Now this one and a couple of other products for some reason from Foxtale don't get promoted or talked about at all. I didn't even know that this product exists, to be very honest, till I saw it on Amazon. Can you believe that? I found this on Amazon, though I did eventually buy it from CICA, but it's available on both platforms. It comes in this lavender colored tube, and it's very similar to the yellow discontinued one from them, which I used to love back in the day. So that's why I wanted to try it out. If you have tried out the Rich Comfort Zone Moisture Rich Cream something, it is similar to that, but it's much lighter in terms of the texture and consistency. So this is more so something that I feel like would be a great nighttime moisturizer if you want one, because it's creamy and hydrating on the skin, and it's also a little bit comparable to my favorite Dot & Key one. However, this one I feel like you get less quantity, so I will have to do like a price comparison on which one is a better value. I'm pretty sure Dot & Key is going to be better because now Dot & Key also has a bigger size. However, we're not going to draw that parallel right now. What I will say is this is a great winter moisturizer also for the daytime. I feel like if you have dry skin, even combo dry skin, you would love this in the daytime. Maybe not as much as night, because in the nighttime it's not going to be enough for you in terms of hydration. But for me, as someone with normal combo skin, I loved using this in the nighttime. In fact, I just recently used it up completely, so it's in my empties bin right now. But it's a really beautiful like texture, consistency, and I really enjoyed this one. However, I do wish it came in a bigger size. If it did, then I would possibly consider repurchasing it, just because it doesn't come in a bigger size and there are better more value for money options out there in the market. I would go for those instead. But otherwise, this is a great product and I highly recommend it. Then for our number 3 position, we have another Aqualogica Gel Moisturizer sibling. This one is the Barrier Plus one. So I had 2 versions which I tried out for myself. They also have another version which is the Illuminate version, which I haven't tried out. But among the Glow one, which I ranked lower because of the fragrance, I'm ranking the Barrier one higher, because this one also, I want to say, has a fragrance, but it's so subtle, and also it's very like it's not like fragrant, it's very subtle. I feel like I'm almost a little bit more okay with the fragrance on this one as compared to the Glow one. So considering the value for money, and considering if I had to consider one of these two to repurchase, I would consider the Barrier one. So that's why I feel like I should rank it higher. I did get asked questions about the difference between the texture, the consistency, how they perform in the skin, and I'm going to be very honest and tell you, I feel like they are pretty much the same. Because the fragrance is different on both, it almost makes you think that they perform differently, but I don't actually think that they perform differently. I feel like if you get one, you basically, it's like substituting for all of them. I think depending on, do you want an active, like if you want vitamin C, then get the Glow one. If you want alpha arbutin, get the Illuminate one. And if you just want a simple one with no active ingredients, then get the Barrier Plus one. That's what I'm going to say. That's my objective opinion on the Aqualogica Hydra Gel Moisturizers. Now let's get into our top 2, and I was a little bit like I could easily interchange the top one and the top two one, but I'm gonna stick with what I have right now and not do that. But I just wanted to know, the top two moisturizers are both equally loved by me, and I will possibly repurchase both of them in the future. I think so, I will. That might change, but at least as of now, I think I'll repurchase both of them. So our top two moisturizer is the Dot & Key Vitamin C plus E Super Bright Moisturizer. I love this one, you guys. I love this moisturizer so much. Usually I'm someone who doesn't like fragrance in my skincare at all, but for some reason the fragrance on this one I love so much. It's got that vitamin, not like hot dog water wala vitamin C, but it's got that like fruity, juicy, citrusy smell to it. Not citrus even, but like a very juicy orange kind of a smell to it. I really love the smell on this one. And apart from the smell also, I do really like this moisturizer because it's got that gel consistency. And usually I feel like vitamin C is used as what do you say, like a marketing marketing ploy kind of a thing, where they add it as an ingredient to to basically sell the product, because vitamin C is quite popular in the market. So unlike that, I feel like in this one it's actually useful. And the reason I can confidently say that is because I remember watching a Shreya Jain video. It was an MTS, and she was talking about how this one will oxidize if you don't if you don't use it up in time, basically. And that only happens when the vitamin C is potent enough that it can oxidize. And I think it's only L-ascorbic acid which oxidizes. The other vitamin C's don't actually oxidize because they're more stable. So that makes me think that this one has a certain percentage of L-ascorbic acid, sorry. And they also have, I'm sure, other like fruit derived vitamin C's in there. Like they have a lot of fruit extracts in here, which is where they are claiming the vitamin C comes from. So in terms of those things, I do think that it's not completely I should not say completely vitamin C, but I should say it's not completely L-ascorbic acid, or it's not like lab derived versions of vitamin C. There can be some naturally occurring vitamin C ingredients also in there, but I personally think it's quite a potent form of vitamin C in there, whatever the source may be. If that's something you are more specific about, then do your own research. I don't have enough knowledge about it to be able to sit here and talk about it, but since she mentioned that, I used up mine more quickly than I would have otherwise, because I wanted to actually save it because I was loving it so much. But when she said that, I'm like, I don't want this to go bad, so I'm going to use it up before it does go bad. And I will definitely be repurchasing this one in the future as well, because I do feel like this is one of my most potent vitamin C most potent vitamin C moisturizers that are out there in the market. So yes, absolutely love the Dot & Key Vitamin C plus E Super Bright Moisturizer, and I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a nice potent vitamin C moisturizer. Moving on to our top moisturizer. What's wrong with me? Like, it's been a while since I'm sitting around filming, and now I'm having brain farts. So yeah, our top moisturizer for this video has to be Dermaco's Propylene Oil-Free Gel Moisturizer. Now this one, when it had first launched, I was so excited to see Dermaco launch a gel moisturizer in a 100-gram pack. And also even though yes, it does have propylene glycol as an ingredient, which is supposed to be great, I've heard and seen some dermats talk about how this is a great ingredient. However, it is not something specifically that's going to give you like it's not targeted towards a specific skin concern, like how alpha-butane is targeted towards brightening or pigmentation. Similarly, retinol is for anti-aging. It's not like one of those targeted active ingredients, but it's supposed to be a really great ingredient in skincare. And keeping that aside, in general, I am just very happy with this moisturizer, and the reason why I'm ranking it as my top favorite moisturizer is for a couple of different reasons. Firstly, it comes in a 100-gram pack, so that makes it very economical in terms of the price, the value, etc. that you get. Secondly, it's the perfect texture and consistency in a product. It's lightweight, gel-like, goes well on the skin, interacts well with my serum and moisturizer. So I can actually curate like a perfect routine with it. That could be my like staple, just go to holy grail type of thing. Thirdly, it is fragrance free. That is something that is very important to me in skincare in general. Is my favorite products. Generally, I tend to prefer fragrance free. We spoke about the exceptions, but apart from that, generally I tend to prefer fragrance free skincare. The fourth point is that it does come in a tube packaging, which I much rather prefer as compared to a tub. So in general, if I have to like pick my top 10 skincare products for life that I would repurchase, go back to constantly, I feel like this would make the cut for that list. And that is the reason I feel like this one deserves to be at the top 1 position as compared to others which might not even make the cut in terms of being repurchased. So considering those things, I would personally say this is my top 1 moisturizer in general. But let me know your thoughts on all of these moisturizers. Which ones have you tried out? Which ones do you like? Which ones do you like? You maybe wanted to try some of them and that's why you're looking for reviews on the internet. And let me know if my review was helpful. If you have any further questions on any of these products, make sure to leave a comment down below. If it's like a one answer kind of a question where it's like more simpler, I will definitely make sure to leave a comment and basically reply back to your comment. However, if I've been getting a lot of questions on like curating routines for you guys and stuff like that, guys, for that it's not really possible to reply back in a comment, because there are a lot of things I might want to know from you, like what's your skin type, what is this, what is that, what's your budget, and that's just easier to reply on DMs, because then we can go back and forth. I also don't lose your DMs, which tends to happen with comments sometimes, is that you might think I'm ignoring you. I'm not actually ignoring you. I just never saw your comment because I didn't get a notification for it. And as my channel has been growing, touch wood, I'm really thankful for that. I do tend to lose your comments more than I used to earlier. So yes, if you don't get a reply back from me in like 48 hours, please DM me, because usually it does not take me that long to reply to your comments. So yes, anyways, now I'm rambling. I should go now. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'm going to leave all resources to everything that I mentioned in this video down below in the description box, so make sure you check for that. I'll have affiliate links, which if you want to use them to make purchases, would really help in supporting my channel. And I'm also going to leave other relevant content related to these products in the description box as well, so do check that out in case you're interested. But yes, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and until next time, bye bye.